I'm Martin, part of HERR&SPEER, a team of writers, speakers, and consultants from Berlin. And do you remember the last time you were abroad and maybe stayed even a little bit longer in another EU country? Probably this experience was life-changing for you, and it was eye-opening and mind-shifting. But actually going abroad and spending some time there isn't a very frequent experience a lot of national parliamentarians are having, but it is crucial that they would have such an experience because their job is done in 27 different capitals. Thousands of parliamentarians are working there, and they are really shaping Europe's future and unity, because it's written in the Lisbon Treaty that basically the national parliaments are the second column of EU democracy. So there are small programs in place that help national parliamentarians to spend some time abroad, but they are rarely used. And that is a problem. So we are suggesting and calling for the creation of an Erasmus program for national parliamentarians. So this program would do three things. A, it would connect members of national parliaments with national parliamentarians from other countries, would help them to connect and have an exchange. It would further B, support them in having this experience by making it easy to travel and maybe also supporting them a little bit like on the organizational and financial side. And C, the program would organize a mandate or like a trip to Brussels and a visit to the EU institutions, and they have to have it because that's a crucial part of the experience. And our goal is that at least 60% of all parliamentarians should participate in this Erasmus, in this new Erasmus by 2030. And we think this Erasmus for members of national parliaments can change Europe and the nation state for the better, and can also open and widen the political and public space.
Europe, we do have a problem. It's about EU citizenship. Sure, we are all Europeans. Most of us even do know that we have national and European citizenship. Since 1992 already, it's in the treaties. EU citizenship is, in fact, a whole set of rights for Europeans. It's freedom of movement, it's political and electoral rights, it's protective and information rights, and last but not least, right to equality and non-discrimination. That's great. But the problem is that those rights are scattered and not sufficiently known. So how to use their full potential? Addressing this problem is crucial also for European public spheres, because active EU citizenship is a tool for political and ideological integration, and it strengthens democracy. So why not using our rights that have even been extended over the years? And also, as Brexit has shown, EU citizenship is not something that is only nice to have. So it is really high time to deepen and share the knowledge. Okay, normally you should be able to, there we are. Okay, so with my book, To Be or Not to Be EU Citizenship, I'm offering you an overview of those rights, your rights, the legal development, case studies such as Brexit, and challenges in an easy digestible and, I hope so, understandable manner. It is in fact a joint volume by academia, think tanks, and also practitioners, politicians. And it is, I can really tell you, not just another publication, but rather intended as a toolbox to make EU citizenship future-proof. You can download it for free. You can see the link on, on the presentation. It might also be in the chat. It's bit.ly/EU citizenship book. It's for free. You can also get hard copies. You'll see it on the internet. And I'll give you a very sneak preview of one example, one recommendation on how to make EU citizenship future-proof. For the rest, you would have to take a look into the publication. So, active citizenship. I claim that EU citizenship is far more than just taking part in European elections. Actually, in between election cycles, we need to encourage Europeans, every one of us, to make use of our citizenship rights that I just explained. Raising awareness and citizenship education as a joint endeavor between institutions and civil society organizations is key in this regard. So for the remaining recommendations and also for the overview, I can only recommend you taking a look into the book, To Be or Not to Be EU Citizenship. Get back to me. I'm looking forward to joint discussions. Thank you very much.
A lot of what I've heard so far is basically also the impetus that started Forum. We started 2 years ago with a group of journalists, academics, entrepreneurs, facing a very common problem that Europe is speaking more about each other than with each other. And Timothy Garton Ash once said, Europe's problem is not Brussels, and it is the 23 languages. The language barriers that we face that mean that a lot of discussions we have in Europe stay within language bubbles, that a lot of European questions such as climate change, COVID, and other questions that we need to tackle are discussed in small language bubbles rather than on the continent as a whole. So this is a common problem that I think many projects that we've heard so far address. And we thought the point to start is newspapers, simply because they are the ones that hold the most sway over opinion in Europe. And the idea was to create a platform, and now there we go, a platform for European debates where we every day select the best articles published in Europe, translate them into all European languages, and enable readers to comment and interact in their languages by auto-translating and actually hand-translating every single article and the comments. So fast forward, here we are a year and a half later with really with a half year of intense work that we've worked in this year, and a team of 20 people so far, 25, who translate, who select articles, who curate, and a network of publishers that is growing. So I'm very happy to have all these publishers with us, especially now increasingly also Eastern European publishers and publishers that focus on more sort of, specific topics such as Bellingcat, which is an investigative format, data journalism formats, and so forth. And the idea is that in the next year and a half, we can actually create a space where Europeans can discuss without facing language borders along the topics that really matter to Europe's future. And I think that is it from my side.
A few years ago, there was a poll organized in France, and the poll was asking a very simple question. It was either Bulgaria should or should not become a part of the European Union. Many people at this point answered either yes or no in a very binary way. But when we asked them about their opinion on this and why they chose either yes or no, they weren't able to give us any concrete answers most of the time. And needless to say, it was actually a fake poll because Bulgaria was already at the time part of the European Union. Yeah, this is exactly why the project, The Rift, was created. And what is The Rift? Basically, it's an online magazine which is dedicated for non-expert and young public. It's also focused on EU affairs because this is the topic that we don't know mostly of if we're not experts in the field. And it was meant to be empowering for young people, to give them arguments and to give them what we call a AAA, so answers, awareness, and arguments to create their own opinion. And how does it work in practice? Yes, you see here on the screen, there is an example of one of my favorite debates. The question was, is there a real East-West divide in the European Union? So it shows the model of the Rift. It shows one opinion in favor and one opinion against. So it gives the main arguments for everyone and allows everyone to create an opinion, to make an opinion, but also to learn how to tolerate the opinion of others and to understand it. Thank you.